Good evening. I'm Dana Foster, and you are watching Live at 5. It's Friday, March 4th, and the temperature is setting at 7 degrees in Cache Creek. Well, the weather is finally warming up out there, and as wonderful as it is, it's also cause for concern for the fire chief of Ashcroft as we enter into a mini fire season. Fire Chief Josh White took us some time to share with the public what we should be aware of.
Well, locally we're getting into what we would refer to as in the Ashcroft area, we're getting into this area of a mini grass fire season. And I know the snow is still on the ground. How can this be? We still have good humidity coming out of the dirt. In fact, if you're out walking in our sand dunes up here on the mesa, there's a lot of mud still in the ground there. But what we're dealing with right now is the fuel load is beginning to dry out. So we're beginning to see things like sagebrush. It's brittle. It's very dry. This is all last year's material. And what we can see quite easily, as we've discovered in the past few springs, even before forestry is staffed, we've attended grass fires. So we ask the public just to be careful when they're out there in the dunes or walking around on trails around the Ashcroft, Cache Creek area even, just to be careful with sources of ignition such as cigarettes or any of that nature.
If the public has any questions regarding fires in the area, they can call the Ashcroft Fire Hall at 250-453-2233. Residents can pick up a Fire Smart booklets that are available at the Ashcroft Village office. Horsting's farm is gearing up to open for the upcoming spring and summer season. We stopped by the farm to see what's new.
So we're trying to build our agritourism this year, and with that we're going to be bringing in some different ideas like U-picks. So we're going to be doing the U-pick sunflowers, which we posted on our Instagram and our Facebook, and everybody's going crazy, so thank you. We'll be doing U-pick strawberries, just bringing more interactive experiences for families to come out and do at the farm. You know, it's already a little bit of a drive for a lot of people, so we want to bring them out here and give them something to do. I know most kids want to run around in the orchard, but now we'll have some activities for them.
The crew also welcomed a few new additions this winter.
Got Bacon and her babies here with us this year. We had Bacon, we rescued her from a farm in the area here. They couldn't look after her anymore, so we took her on in January, and she's a little bit feisty, but she's definitely gaining trust. And so just this past February 14th on Valentine's Day, she had her baby. She had some babies, so we have 2 unnamed babies right now that we were able to rescue. So maybe we'll do a little contest. I think we should do a contest to name those babies.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah, so stay tuned for a contest.
Ryan Cates takes care of the 3 little pigs after being approached in the winter to see if they would be willing to rehome Bacon.
You know, once the kids, my wife found out about Bacon and saw her, well then of course she had to come home. You know, we had to give her a nice place nice warm place to give birth to her piglets, and then you know, maybe she can be a staple at Horsting's. You know, we are a pretty popular place for people coming through, and just, you know, if she's happy here, well then we're glad to have her.
Ryan says once the little pigs get older, they'll be able to go outside and start exploring. Guests will be able to view the piglets and mama from a safe distance behind a fenced area. For Sun Valley News in Cache Creek, British Columbia, I'm Dana Foster. The village of Cache Creek is hosting a public discussion. The Adopt a Planter program is happening on March 10th at 4 p.m. We spoke with CAO Damien Couture about the planters that are available for adoption throughout the downtown corridor. The village will be committing to watering the planters and
So
maintaining.
what we're looking at doing is giving residents the opportunity to really take a little bit of part of the community and make it their own. And so with this program, what we're hoping to do is people can select a different planter within the community. If a planter is in front of a business, we're hoping that that business will adopt the one in front of it, just because it makes sense. And hopefully some of the other organizations, like maybe the school or different community groups, will adopt things kind of closer to them. And we're hoping to create a program that has a small set of rules that people can really be creative and create their mark on the community that every passerby through the town will see.
The village will be committing to watering the planters and maintaining them, so residents who partake in the program won't have to. The meeting will be held at the Community Hall meeting room in the basement at the Visitor Information Center, and you can share your ideas about the program. National Women's Day happens on Tuesday, March 8th, and this year there'll be in-person events that you can attend in Lillooet. We spoke with the Friendship Centre on what's happening. You've been watching Sun Valley News. I'm your host, Dana. All right, and we are now joined with Lillooet Friendship Centre Society's coordinator, Joanne Giannoni. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi. Good for you getting the last name right. First name is
That's always a challenge, but thank you so much for joining us. It's International Women's Day, and it does seem like we were just talking yesterday about this, and here we are again a year later.
And what a year. Yes.
Yeah, what a year.
Yeah.
So what changes are coming up for this year for International Women's Day?
Well, it's an interesting year for it because we're kind of at a crossroads, aren't we, when it comes to COVID-19 and all the restrictions, and they're gradually being lifted. And we've checked very carefully. This year we are having, drumroll please, a live event.
Wow.
Several live events. Of course, we will be checking vaccination passports and people have masks, but that's what we're doing this year, and that is different.
All right. Well, tell us when it's happening and where people can go and all the details.
Happy to. We are doing this. I got to back up a little bit. Not too far, but behind me are all these scrapbooks and albums of all the International Women's Years going back to 1993 that have been held here. I should duck out of the way. Held here at the Friendship Centre since 1993. And the only year they really missed was 2020, just when COVID struck and nobody knew exactly what the situation was. Last year we had a Zoom event, as you know. So this year the theme is Break the Bias. Internationally, that's the theme. And they've got a gesture for it, which is this. And that's supposed to indicate break the bias.
Oh.
And the Break the Bias is such a broad-reaching theme. It's about bias faced by women everywhere in trying to get ahead or to function in their lives. And it's much harder, even as we know, to get equality if you are a minority group like an Indigenous woman. So it's all about breaking biases this year. And this year we're doing it as our events are a collaboration between the Lillooet Friendship Centre, the Lillooet Library and their department called Lillooet Learns, and the Community Connects Hub. Hub is a new facility, wonderful facility in Lillooet, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we talk about their event. So it is different because at the Friendship Center, we are starting the week with a live event that goes from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., and that's Monday, March 7th. And we're going to have drumming, singing, a mixture of native and non-native performers and speakers. We'll be honoring some women. We've got all kinds of things planned, and it includes a lunch. So it's going to be quite the live event, music and talk and an open mic time. So women really get a chance to uplift each other. And then the rest of the week because International Women's Day is actually Tuesday, March 8th. But we're kicking off the week with the live event. And on Tuesday, there's all kinds of arts and fun going to be all week at the Hub on Main Street. It's the bright orange building next to the post office. And they're going to kick off a women's art show. And they'll have drop-in pottery making and all kinds of fun like that. Plus on Tuesday, March the 8th, there's a Zoom. And that Zoom call will be with 3 stress relieving techniques. Ooh. And I was privileged to go through a dry run of it yesterday. Oh. And the 3 techniques are simple and they work. And you can tell others about them. They're not complicated. So as we get more busy here, I'm going to use them myself. And so there'll be a Zoom call. And on the poster, we've got an email contact to register for these events and to get the Zoom link. And then on Wednesday evening Zoom, there is a draw your own mandala art class. Ooh, okay. And you don't have to have any art experience, whatever. And the kits with some nice black paper, good size black paper, and some instructions are being provided. And there'll be this class and you can meditate and draw a mandala. And if you're not familiar with a mandala, it is a beautiful circular design with a lot of meaning and inspiration. Wonderful. So those things are happening. And then the women's art show goes all week. And we will also be having what's called a women's honor walk or honor wall. I'm not sure. We're honoring at this point 8 local women with posters that are laminated and will be hung outside at the rec center. And you can walk along and read about these inspiring local women. That's awesome. It's quite a week.
Yeah, that sounds good. Is there any cost to attend these events?
All free.
All free.
And the other nice thing is this year we thought we'd take the high road as women. If the theme is break the bias, well, let's break all biases. And so this year, for the first time ever since 1993, our event is open to everyone, including men. In the past, this was a women-only event. Yeah. And I don't see how we can ask to have the bias broken against women if we aren't willing to say, men are not the enemy. And a lot of them would love to come and support their wives, mothers, sisters, daughters, and we need to treat them as such. So it's everyone is welcome. And whoever's hearing this broadcast, the Lillooet Bridge River News has an ad with all the details in it. Perfect. And we've got Facebook posts. Best place to find it would be the Friendship Center, the Lillooet Friendship Center Facebook posts. And you'll see kind of looks like this. I'll just show you the colors. It's purple. All right. And you'll see our ads all over the place.
I think I've seen that ad already, actually.
Yay!
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I really want to thank my core planning team from Lillooet Learns and from the Hub and from Lillooet Friendship Centre, because there's a group of about 5 of us very passionately involved women who are making this happen, and a lot of volunteers. So it should be a real fun and also inspiring.
Well, I always love to see what's happening out in Lillooet. You guys are always doing such great things and such great projects. So hopefully I can make it out there too.
Oh, I hope so. I sent you the poster. You can see all the performers.
All right.
So we'd love to have you.
All right. Thank you so much for letting us know. And once again, if people want to find out more information, where can they go?
They can call it's the Community Cares Building. I'll give you a phone number. It's 250-256-8852. And they can ask whoever answers, but you could ask for Alma. She's the receptionist, or for Joan, myself. And we'll be happy to answer questions. I think phone right now, with such a short time frame till Monday, phone might be the best.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you.
You've been watching Sun Valley News. I'm your host, Dana Foster. If you'd like more information on how you can advertise or become a sponsor with Sun Valley News, please email me at info@sunvalleynews.ca. Have a wonderful weekend, and don't forget to focus on the good.